Listen, Kevin, I'm about to post some uncouth shit here.
Uncouth. Oh, jeez.
That one is actually a little fucked up. I don't know why I posted that one.
Why is this on my computer?
What is that? I can't even tell.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
Why would you do this to me?
Oh, wait, look at this one. It's a little scared. That's getting filmed with pooping. He's like, oh, my.
So
Why
this
have you been
podcast,
taking
we
me?
are going to be talking about the 2018 Oscars.
Yeah, that's true.
On that note, you think you ready? You guys ready to start?
Because on this note of what you can, basically everybody, what I got was a photo from DJ was a fox pooping in front of a camera, and it just reminds me of the shit show of what the 2015 Oscars were.
We were literally just
where
talking about
everyone
that.
thought, where everyone like knew like how bad the whitewashing was in Hollywood.
True.
Because it was just like mainly white directors, white actors, but I remember I had a conversation with somebody who didn't get it. They kept on saying like, well, the people who got awarded got the film, and I just like, but Idris Elba had like. In Beast of No Nation wasn't nominated, so obviously this is whitewashing because somebody who deserved it. And I think I made a comment about an actor who was nominated that didn't deserve it.
Well, what's so problematic about Beast of No Nation being snubbed, not only is it racist, I mean, it is, everything about it is racist. What's super upsetting is that the next year, or the same year, Casey Affleck won for Best Actor. And the reason why, the quote-unquote reasons, which was, like, given later of Beast of No Nation getting snubbed entirely, was because it was supposed to get nominated for things, and then these sexual misconduct allegations came out about the director, and so they just snubbed the entire movie. But yet in that same year, gave the Oscar to a white man who had sexual misconduct allegations against him. So it was really just like it was a racist problem of like the fact of anytime someone who's not white does something, they immediately get punished. But anytime a white man does anything, it's like, we'll let it slide.
Yeah.
Or not any. I don't want to say any time. It's changing right now, but as of like the 2015 Oscars, that was very frustrating.
The only thing though with the nominations, I am trying to figure out if the nominations were done because the people deserved it, or done just because they heard of what people said about the Golden Globes nominations.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
About how, like, Get Out was under comedy.
Right.
And, like, all this... So, like, they, like, I guess... Like, I don't want to say that the Oscars were compensating just to make themselves look better, but just because they have a long history of like, doing poor choices nominations, that they would just nominate the people to make them look better, but still, like, Steven Spielberg wins Best Director or something like that, or like some shit like that.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that was everyone's concern, and I think that also kind of happened with Moonlight as well, where, but I think at the end of the day, it's changing for the better, whether or not that's because they're trying to overcompensate for something. In my heart, I feel like the things that are getting nominated, like, for instance...
It's finally getting,
Yeah, like, they deserve it. Like, Moonlight deserved to win Best Picture.
When they won Best Picture, that was the most joyful thing I've ever heard. I was like, that movie deserved it because it had so much heart, it had so much feel, and that's why, like, for Best Picture, the top three that I want to win is, like, tied just because they're all three different films, but they're all three have so much heart, and it's, like, such good storytelling and well direction, and, like, as a good picture.
Yeah.
It's, like, tied between Lady Bird, The Shape of Water, and Get Out.
Yeah, I definitely am feeling the same way. And
those
honestly,
three, I'll be happy. I want Get Out to win just because I feel like that's like so much things that like had so much to say. It has so much of a shock value and like a surprise value that I feel like it deserves like that high spot, because it was like if you think about it through the whole year, Get Out had the most impact of 2017.
Right, exactly. And when you're looking back on this year of movies, it definitely had the biggest impact. And that's in a movie, that's in a year full of really good movies that were actually trying to do interesting things. So yeah, those are my top 3 contenders as well. I don't even think I, Tonya was nominated for Best Picture, was it?
Not for Best Picture, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. No, it was not. So for those of y'all who haven't looked at the Oscar nominations, it might be good to kind of look at them before you listen to this, because we're going to be going over a lot of those. Yeah. But I think
also, Kevin, I sent you the link to it if you don't have it already.
I got it on my phone.
Okay, cool.
Because I'm distracted by foxes with sniper rifles.
Just wanted to, just give you a couple things to look at.
Okay, cool. So for visual effects, who's nominated?
We have Blade Runner 2049, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Kong Skull Island, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and War of the Planet of the Apes. I mean, War of the Planet of the Apes. They literally made creatures. They made so many creatures that looked like actual things. So
for me, it's Blade 2049.
See, I'm so pissed because I didn't see that. I haven't seen either Blade Runner.
I hear it's very stylish.
Well, because like
I love that director
for me,
so much.
Yeah, I agree. Like War of Planet of the Apes just like showed like a great like aspect of like visual effects of an animal portrayed by a human really well. But Blade 49 like made a world. It made like a world out of like models like Star Wars, but also like add like this like crazy like effect to it that made it seem dirty, real, and ginormous. So for me, for a lot of these like production stuff, be prepared for me saying Blade 2049 because it was just a gorgeous film.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
So. I really, really want to see it. And yeah, I think with each one of these, we can say maybe what we predict and maybe what we would prefer.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's a good idea. I predict War of the Worlds, but I want Blade 2049.
Yeah.
That's tough. Because Kong Skull Island was really good too. That was kind of a sleeper hit for me last year. Did you guys get to see that at all?
No, I didn't.
One of the best after credits screens. after
screen was amazing.
I love the screen after the movie was done. It looked pristine. Best after credits scene of like literally any movie from 2016, including all of the Marvel movies.
Wow.
I got so hyped, and I watched it at home, and I got up. I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, that is so dope! That is so cool!"
I don't think I've seen that. I think me and Mandy saw the movie, but I don't think we stayed because we didn't know there was gonna be after credits scene.
Can I tell you guys what the after credit scene for Kong Skull Island is?
Yeah, spoilers ahead for those of you who haven't seen it.
Okay, so the after credit scene is they introduce Godzilla.
Oh, wow.
They introduce Godzilla, and he's going to be in the next movie. Or whatever they're going to do.
Okay, tight.
I'm going to look this up online.
Yeah, because they were like, I forget what happened.
After this recording, I'm going to look up this video.
Oh, it's so dope. But, like, at the end of it, it's like they're in, like, this boardroom, and they're like, all right, we survived that island thing. But there was this thing that happened off of the coast of Japan in, like, that was in 1942. And, like, no one's ever been able to, like, record it. But every, like, 20 or 30 years, this like thing comes out of the water, and like it doesn't show it, but they just start playing like the Godzilla theme song. It was like bwah, bwah, bwah.
Ooh, nice.
And it's like ah! And I was like, oh my god, that is so hype. That is so cool. But
I dig it.
Very nice.
But yeah, Kong Skull Island is a sleeper hit for me, and I would love to see it win some stuff. But as for what I think will probably win,
I think we all agree Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, probably Planet of the Apes, seconded by Star Wars.
Yeah.
Even though Blade Runner and Guardians of the Galaxy had some really cool stuff that they did visual effects wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, there isn't like a dud in the visual effects area. The all three like really like push the boundaries of visual effects that, if anything, like probably invented different stuff to make it. Like, New Guardians of the Galaxy like had an algorithm for their like CGI that made like random stuff. It's like this algorithm that makes like imperfect backgrounds. That's how it makes like such a detailed world that the more closer you get, like it's not like pixelated. It keeps on going and going.
Oh wow!
But it only creates like random. Yeah, I watched like this whole like box video thing about it, but
that's so dope.
I thought that was really cool.
That's crazy.
I definitely want to see that.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
Which category would y'all like to do next?
We could do costume design.
Costume design.
So up for costume design, we have Beauty and the Beast, Darkest Hour, Phantom Thread, Shape of Water, Victoria Abdul. I will admit that I have not seen Phantom Thread, Darkest Hour, or Victoria Abdul, but
Victoria and
Abdul. Excuse me.
Sorry.
But yeah, I'm not super sure because they all seem like period PC movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one would be better than the other.
I feel like Phantom Thread's gonna win because it's literally about fashion.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping Beauty and the Beast will win.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast was good.
But side note, a little bummed that it's missing a movie. What movie do you guys think it's missing?
Oh, The Greatest Showman?
The Greatest Showman.
The Greatest Showman was so much fun.
And it was directed by
a costume designer. Yeah. And yes, I totally forgot about that. That's a great point. And they totally got snubbed for costume design. I have no idea why that is.
Yeah.
If that was in here, I would have picked that. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, what the hell? That's so stupid.
Yeah. So I would like Beauty and the Beast to win. And it just might, but yeah, so that's my feels.
Yeah, I want the same. I think either Shape of Water or Phantom Thread's probably going to get it, though.
I think I want Phantom Thread to get it because it just looks gorgeous, but I think Beauty and the Beast is going to win it.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't snubbed in another category, The Greatest Showman. For original song, it's got a nomination for This Is Me, which odd choice, but it wasn't my favorite song in the movie.
It was like possibly my least favorite song. And I
like either the opener or like A Million Dreams or like Reset the Stars should have been in there, but you know, whatever. But along with that, we have The Mighty River from Mudbound, Mystery of Love from Call Me By Your Name, Remember Me from Coco, and Stand Up for Something from Marshall.
I want Remember Me from Coco to win because
it will.
My argument is that
I think the same.
Yeah.
It played such a huge part in that film.
Oh yeah, that song's used like 3 different ways.
Yeah. And like we talked about this, and we should do a podcast about Coco.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, we should definitely do that soon. But I think what's so cool, and spoilers for those of you who haven't seen Coco yet.
Yeah.
But I really love how the song literally changes meanings by who sings it and who's hearing it and your perception of it. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and we're already in spoilers, but I don't want to spoil that. But like,
yeah, I'm trying to be vague.
Yeah, the characters, like it takes a story that you think is going to be super predictable and does something completely different with it.
Yeah,
and it was like, oh yay, this is fun.
And then you end up crying a lot, like which is expected in a kids movie. But I mean, I know a lot of people that this almost got.
I don't think I've cried in a movie ever till this day, and this is one of the closest ones to get me so far.
Yeah, on principle, because DJ told me he almost cried but didn't. I also didn't cry on it, in it, because I'm only competitive with the DJ.
Just sitting there so upset.
I cried in March the Penguins.
But yeah, Remember Me's probably gonna win, I think. And I want it to win.
Yeah.
And I have no quarrels with that.
No.
So they're one and the same.
And you agree, Kevin?
Yes.
I also am excited that
Sufjan Stevens.
I was looking at his name and it was tripping me up. I know how it's spelled, but
You put an I in there. I don't think there's an I in there.
I don't.
It's Sufjan.
Yeah, I don't know. But I would love to see him at the Oscars.
Just weird ass Sufjan Stevens.
I would love that.
Like, why am I here?
Yeah.
I am lost.
All right, Kevin. Which one do you want to do next? Which category?
Sound mixing.
Sound mixing? All right.
All right.
Perfect. Okay.
Sound mixing. For sound mixing, we've got Baby Driver. We've got Blade Runner 2049. We've got Dunkirk. We've got The Shape of Water. We've got The Last Jedi. The Star of Wars.
For me, it's going to be Baby Driver, Baby Driver, Baby Driver.
Agreed.
Yeah, 100% agreed.
I think Dunkirk's going to win,
anything
though.
that involves with music that Baby Driver doesn't win, or, like, okay, I'm going to also say for editing, because that's all this movie is, like, perfected, was, like, sound editing itself. It's just, Baby Driver.
Yeah, it was the film. Yeah, like,
Agreed.
That's what it was about. And it might actually win. I hope it does.
Oh, it's definitely like the underdog going against the bigger ones, but yeah, Baby Driver's like use of rhythm definitely helped that movie a lot.
It was that movie, I kind of feel like.
Yeah. True.
So
True.
All right.
Sound editing's essentially the same except for it's essentially the same.
Want to move up to cinematography?
Yeah, sure. Cinematography. So we've got Blade Runner 2049, The Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Mudbound, and The Shape of Agua.
I really wish I had seen Blade Runner. I didn't see Darkest Hour or Mudbound either, but I feel like Dunkirk's gonna win with that.
Yeah, probably.
Even though Roger Diedrich should win, he hasn't won a fucking Oscar at all.
Listen,
and it's
Kevin.
a crime.
He's the best
it's
cinematographer.
It's a fucking crime.
We're not giving
Roger
it to him.
Deakins
He's never gonna get it.
He's one of the best cinematographers ever to live.
He is, and he won't get the Oscar. Goddammit, he won't have it.
And he deserves an award. And like, this film is just a pinnacle of what he can do.
It is actually absolutely insane how he has not had an Oscar at this point,
just
though.
Like
he's
my
made
God.
so many movies for so long.
Recently,
and this movie is it's not like Martin Scorsese getting like Best Picture with The Departed. It's like Departed is a good movie, even though it wasn't one of his best films.
Mm.
Roger Deakins continues to like make himself better.
Yeah,
and that's why each film deserves an Oscar, because he's already the best and he makes himself better.
Yeah.
So for me, it should be Blade Runner 29. It might be Dunkirk, but I'll be really pissed.
It'll probably be Dunkirk, but yeah, I kind of agree.
I agree with that argument. I love his work for the Coen brothers and for especially recently with the same director who did the new Blade Runner, with Sicario and Prisoners. Just watching his camera work on that it's honestly the best camera work that I've seen.
Yeah, he's a master of his craft, an insane
amazing.
Master man.
Yeah, so I agree. I hope that Roger Deakins gets what's owed.
I thought you were gonna say get what's coming to him, and I was
whoa.
Whoa.
Gets what's coming to him as it gets an Oscar.
Just because like really threatening.
Yeah. Let's do editing.
No, I'm excited about one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Screenplay. Can we do original screenplay next? Because I'm actually super excited about the nominees for original screenplay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for original screenplay, we've got The Big Sick from Emily V. Gordon and Camille Nanjiani, which is amazing. And, Get Out, Lady Bird, Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards. But,
Wow. You rushed past those so fast.
I think we know what DJ's answer is.
Yeah, Shape of Water.
Yeah.
But I cannot express how happy and excited I am for The Big Sick. I want it to have more things, but I understand. I'm so excited that they're even at the Oscars. They're nominated for an Oscar right now.
We're gonna watch the Oscars and they're gonna get
if they don't win, I'm gonna cry.
Oh man,
I'm gonna be
I really
honest
want Big
with
Sick
you.
to win.
From one podcast to another, the Indoors Kids is the podcast that Emily and Camille did, the writers of this movie, back in 2011 through, I want to say, 2015. Had a big impact on me just as a person in general, and just seeing where they are now, from that to Silicon Valley, from all the things that Emily's written, to like from their book to like this movie now. It's just like, it's so great to see their success from like the small laptop screens now to big feature films.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's really cool to see that, and I super hope they win, but for whatever reason I think Three Billboards is actually going to win it, which kind of pisses me off.
Yeah, I can see that.
But sorry, geek session over.
I love it. No, The Big Sick is amazing.
Yeah, it's so good too. It's so good.
It's so good. Kevin, what are your predictions for screenplay?
I agree with DJ. It seems right. Like, I want The Big Sick to win, but I can see it going for Three Billboards. But it more likely might be either for Get Out or Lady Bird.
Yeah, that's
because those scripts are pretty sound.
Yeah.
So I feel like those, because sometimes in the Oscars, they just pick like one film that just constantly wins.
Yep.
Like last year, it was La La Land. La La Land kept on winning and winning and winning.
Yeah.
It wasn't until like the Best Picture where they're like, oh, boo, it's actually a film better than that.
Haha.
Yeah, I really don't like it when they do that. But it's interesting because sometimes those don't end up winning Best Picture. Like Moonlight won last year. The year before that, it was Spotlight, which didn't really win much of anything else.
Yeah, and I think
that one I was really happy about. Yeah.
What was that?
I think like Spotlight picked up like maybe one or two, and then like got like the big one at the end for whatever reason.
That was so weird.
Even though there's a lot of other, not better because I haven't seen Spotlight, but a lot more movies that year that seemed like they were primed to win Best Picture, but you know, hey.
I feel like Spotlight is a movie, and I haven't seen the post yet, and I'm sure it's really great, but Spotlight was kind of like All the President's Men, where it's just like a movie about reporting, and movies about reporting have really interesting dialogue. They don't have cinematography, they don't
it's
really
usually
do a lot
gray.
of interesting, so it's just...
I just mainly like Spotlight for the storytelling.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was really good.
It was really good.
And also, Mark Ruffalo gave like a terrific performance for like a very like subtle film.
Yeah.
Like he like changed his demeanor, and I thought that was like, it was kind of like interesting to watch. You were watching a different person. I was like, Mark Ruffalo, why are you putting so much effort into this film?
Yeah.
Don't you
because Mark Ruffalo loves.
Everyone else is doing a great job, but like they're just casually acting. Where Mark Ruffalo changes is like literally the way he walks, and I was like, wow, he's doing too much.
Yeah,
I love it though.
There's a scene in that movie in particular that I really love, and I guess it's character spoilers, but it's not like a huge plot point or anything like that.
It's like 2 years old.
Yeah. DJ, do you mind if I share? I know you haven't seen it. It's not important to like...
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
You're just never going to see it.
I'm never going to see it. I don't want you to spoil it just in case I want to. Just kidding.
There's a scene between Rachel McAdams and Mark Ruffalo where...
Mark Buffalo.
Yes.
Yes.
And they're talking about the Catholic Church, and I grew up going to a Catholic church for like 8 years, and I was hardly involved in it at all. So, you know, it was very different, and for these character circumstances who are in Boston, and it's very Catholic, and they're dealing with basically bringing down the Catholic Church and all of these pastors who have been molesting children.
Sure.
And there's a scene where Mark Ruffalo goes over to Rachel McAdams' house, and he just is like so defeated, and they kind of have this conversation where they're both like, you know, I guess in the back of my head I thought one day I would go back to church and I would find my faith again. You know, I had lost it as an adult, but I kind of had this sense that I'd go back someday, and now I don't know what to do. And that really resonated with me a lot, even though I'm only 21. But it really, I don't know, that scene sticks with you, I think.
sticks with you. Ow, 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 Jesus.
You're making fun of my stutter.
No, I wasn't. I like the word sticks. I was thinking of sticks, and then I got punched.
I was lightly.
Mary was beating the shit out of me.
DJ was throwing things at me before this podcast.
That's enough.
There's club soda on the carpet for proof.
I wish you could have seen how ridiculous that situation was. I literally was so excited. I was like, hey, Mary, here's this sock. It's like, here's a light cloth that I can throw. Lands directly on the soda, knocks it off of the table and onto the ground. And I was like, what the hell? What am I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
It's like literally the worst scenario. But, yeah, okay. So, next topic, Mary.
Editing.
For film editing. Baby Driver.
Are we doing film editing or sound editing?
Film. We already did sound. Or sound and mixing we kind of lopped together.
They're essentially the same stuff.
So, yeah, just film editing.
Baby Driver. Dunkirk. I, Tanya. The Shape of Water. 3 billboards. For film editing. I was going for Saturday Night Live intro kind of deal.
Oh.
Amy Poehler. Anyway.
Amy Poehler.
But
musical guest, I, Tanya.
Hi, Tanya. With musical guest. Yeah, I would like for I, Tanya to win, but Baby Driver though. I don't even know why I don't even know why billboards even showed up. It can see itself right out. Because it is not even competing with Baby Driver and Dunkirk and I, Tanya.
And now it's probably going to win.
I will be so mad if it sweeps.
I can actually see Dunkirk or The Shape of Water actually winning this one.
Yeah, I can. I
don't know. I'm so unsure about what my predictions are.
I feel a little crazy, but I kind of want I, Tanya to win over Baby Driver.
Huh.
The way that movie pieced its story together through editing and the stuff that it did, face meshing aside, was super creative and
the editing was so good when he had the CGI Margot Robbie head.
Oh my god, I wanted to cry. But just the way that it flowed, it was so
had a CGI head? I don't think so.
Just the way that movie flowed was just so seamless. It was It never dropped in pace. You never felt oh my god, this is dragging so much. I really enjoyed the way that movie was pieced together. So I kind of want it to win for film editing over Baby Driver, which I think makes me a little crazy.
We also haven't seen Baby Driver since it was in theaters.
That's true.
Which might be part of it too. I don't know what I want to win.
Hi, Jethro.
Huh?
I'm talking to my cat.
Oh, I think I agree. I want I, Tanya
it was
to
really
win.
Sweet.
What,
so
Kevin?
I attacked him with. But continue.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry. I think there's a little delay, but yeah, I think I want I, Tanya to win as well because I think that there was a couple just very minor points in Baby Driver. That I didn't think maybe flowed as much. It kind of feels like it slows down a lot at the end or something. I don't really remember.
Yeah, it had a
Baby Driver's pretty flawless, but
the last 10 minutes came the fuck out of nowhere.
Yeah,
the last 10 minutes was kind of weird. Yeah,
but
I agree.
I, Tanya, I think especially because it's not really fair. I think what I'm about to say, but I think Baby Driver is something that is probably really hard to edit. But it's something that's really action-y, so it's it's very easy to make me feel entertained. Whereas I, Tanya is it's a biopic, and those are a lot harder to keep someone entertained. And I was entertained the entire time.
Yeah,
there was never a drag in I, Tanya. I felt like, and I think we even talked about that in our podcast about I, Tanya. Is that that's hard to do. It's hard to bring something like that to life because it's about someone's life. But it's
Get out of here! Even that was such a stretch. Stretch Armstrong over here.
Anyways, so
I will.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll say that it's definitely hard to bring. Was it the style that Edgar Wright does to his editing for Baby Driver? And I feel like that takes definitely a lot of effort. But not to undersell it, but I do agree that I liked I, Tanya more just because I liked the style more, and B, Edgar Wright. Like he has a formula at this point when it comes to editing.
Yeah, I think
So
that was my point.
Yeah, it's definitely something new that we saw with I, Tonya more so than Baby Driver or Dunkirk or Shape of Water or Three Billboards.
Yeah. Kevin, thoughts?
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
All right. So are we ready to move on to best? We'll do our little best director, and then lead all the way up to best picture.
Can we do actors first?
Sure.
And then director, and then
we can.
All right, so let's do supporting actress.
Yep.
We got Allison Janney in I, Tonya.
Okay.
We got Laurie Metcalf in Lady Bird.
Okay.
We got Leslie Mansfield in Phantom Thread. We got Mary B. Blige in Mudbound. We got Octavia Spencer in The Shape of Water.
Kevin, did you say Mary G. Blige?
I think I did.
I was sitting there and I was like,
I think I did.
as a child of the 2000s.
I said Mary G.
I just had to make sure.
That's gonna haunt me. I'm gonna be like, Mary J.
Because part of me, I was like, did he? I'm sure he said J. There's no need to come back.
I could have played it off, but I don't want to lie.
No, it's no worries.
The honesty. And you are a little drunk right now, so you get, I think, a get out of jail.
No, I thought we were gonna hide it.
What the hell?
What?
We're editing out. No, Mary J. Blige. Kevin didn't say anything wrong.
I was gonna be like, you're all fools. I've been drunk.
I thought you were gonna say it
That's why I've
every
been
5 minutes.
ranting
I
a lot
thought
more
that was the decision.
regularly.
But
I'm like curled up on the couch, just like rocking back and forth.
God,
petting my cats, waiting for my time to pounce.
Hashtag we have to save Kevin 2018 because he's in a way. Who do I want out of these people?
Allison Janney.
Allison Janney. Yeah, Allison Janney. Allison Janney's my pick as well.
Yes.
Even though I love me some Mary
J.
J.
It going down between. I actually think, like for the caliber, with Allison Janney, I think the only person who could compete with her will be Laurie in Lady Bird.
Yeah.
She did a fantastic job.
Yeah, and hers was not. I mean, Janney was. It was extreme but subtle, I'm sure. But I feel like Laurie Metcalf very subtle. Very
had a
beautiful.
good weight to her character, and had more of cause it seemed Allison only had one side. It was just mean. It was awesome to see on the screen, but for a supporting role, I would say Laurie did a great job. A lot more. For me, it's I think Laurie's gonna win, but I also would love to see Octavia win because she did a great job in The Shape of Water.
She was really good. Yeah, I mean, and I really need to see Mudbound. Yeah.
I don't know. This is actually the most nominated film. I think that's a Netflix distributed film.
Oh yeah, I think it is. But yeah, I think Allison Janney's gonna win, but I think Laurie Metcalf should win because I think that's a really good point that Allison Janney has had one side in I, Tonya, whereas in Lady Bird, the mom is so complicated, and she also kind of not steals the film, but the film is about a mother-daughter relationship, and they add so much, they put so much on the table in Lady Bird with that, and so I want her to win, but I think Allison Janney's gonna win, but I'm okay with that too. But that's my take.
And I agree. All right.
Yes.
All right. So the next category would be
supporting
best
actor.
Performance by an actor in a supporting role. I'll go last.
All right. So we got
Willem Dafoe,
Woody Harrelson,
Richard Jenkins,
Christopher Plummer,
and Sam Rockwell. Oh God.
I'm so sorry.
You were the puberty monster in that moment. Cockwell.
I want to see Sam Rockwell win it. I really enjoyed him in The Three Billboards of Outside of Ebbing, Missouri.
I agree. I don't like Sam Rockwell because the first thing I ever saw him in was The Green Mile, and that screwed me up.
Nah, that's
but
fair.
I feel like that makes him a really good actor.
We talk about how you don't like Sam Rockwell.
It does come up
true.
a strange amount.
He's been coming up a lot. It's not like I bring it up.
I know he has. I love him, but I also love that you don't like him, and I kind of find it amusing.
I hope that Sam Rockwell never listens to this podcast, and we never work with Sam
but I was
Rockwell.
about to
Or I
say
hope
really
he does and
nice.
understands.
Are you?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a testament to how good of an actor he is. That 12-year-old me watched The Green Mile by myself, and that he still had an effect on me. So I don't know anything about him as a real person. He probably is very nice, and he's very good at acting. Because to this day, I'm like, this guy.
This mother. Yeah.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Man.
So I want him to win. I love Richard Jenkins. I'm also sad that out of the people from Shape of Water, I really wanted Michael Shannon to be nominated, and he wasn't.
Like, for real.
Yeah, but I also always want Michael Shannon to be nominated. So
I still think he should have won last year. His performance
Nocturnal
in
Animals.
We should do a podcast over
Nocturnal Animals.
Yeah, we should do one over that.
I would love that. And can we do one on Neon
too.
Demon?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
We
yeah.
should
The most
definitely
intense
do one on
movie.
Neon Demon. Yes.
Yeah. But I also I don't mean to keep on being so negative, but I don't really know why Woody Harrelson was nominated.
He did a fine job. He just wasn't in a lot of it.
So fine.
Yeah.
It was
of all the
just
films that
fine.
should have had two people nominated in the same role, it should have been A Shape of Water.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, I feel a little weird that, and I know it's a common thing, but I always do feel a little weird when they have the same movie in two spots, kind of deal. I feel like there's so much stuff that comes out that should be not a thing.
I don't know. I feel like but I also feel like it's not fair to not include someone just because they're in the same film. I haven't seen The Revenant, but I've heard that Tom Hardy was arguably better than even Leonardo DiCaprio in some people's opinions.
Because he was in the movie and did a thing except for crawl on the fucking ground for an hour and a half.
So aren't you glad that Tom Hardy got to win and Leo finally got an Oscar? Because otherwise Leo would be dead. I see why it is. With actors.
Yeah.
It's fine. To me, it's fine if it's with the actors nomination period. That's the only one they can do that with.
All right, cool. Do we want to move on to lead actor Greg?
Wait, I didn't get to answer.
You didn't get to answer?
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I thought you did. I apologize.
All right, my answer is Willem Dafoe. Fuck everyone else.
That's fair.
I haven't seen The Florida Project.
And neither is Kevin. He just
No.
has
Neither have I.
Because if we can't have creepy Michael Shannon, can we please at least have creepy Willem
Just the
Dafoe?
trailers of him and The Florida Project is 10 times better than anybody else who is nominated. His role seemed more of a lead actor role rather than a supporting role, but just showing just small parts of it, it's just there's so much depth to his character that even in a 2-minute trailer I want to see more of, rather than seeing a 2-hour film of someone and it's that was a decent performance, but already I know Willem Dafoe deserves this Oscar just because it's just it wasn't like he was trying, but he was just put so much effort into a role that's so small, but made a person alive. So yeah, Willem Dafoe, fuck everyone else.
Man, you convinced me.
I concede my time.
You convinced me. I want to see The Florida Project. I was a little on the fence about it, but I I would argue, without even seeing it, that this is a very different role than what Willem Dafoe normally plays. He kind of
definitely against his typecast. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's very true. It does look like he's more of a. I don't really know much about the Florida Project, but I feel like it's similar to the Mom and Lady Bird, where it's just like a very subtle character. And so, yeah, I think that would be scary, but interesting to see Willem Dafoe and play something like that. Also, fun fact about me, I didn't know his name was Willem until a much older age than I would like to admit. And I thought it was William Dafoe, and people were just saying it strangely. I was like, oh, it's William Dafoe. It's Willem.
It's Willie Dafoe.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think, yeah, I want to say I was probably like 15 or 16 before I realized that it was Willem.
I think I was around the same age, too.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That makes me feel better.
I'm be honest with you.
Maybe everyone has a moment where they realize.
Everyone finds out Willem Dafoe's name at some point.
Yeah.
In their lives.
All right, lead actress. We have Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards, Margot Robbie in I, Tonya, Saoirse Ronan. Yeah, Saoirse Ronan from Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep from The Post.
So Meryl Streep's gonna win?
I don't think so.
So Meryl Streep's probably gonna win.
I feel like the spell of her winning an Oscar, if she's nominated, is kind of done for.
I really hope so.
I feel like she just gets nominated. She's only won 3 times, and she's been nominated like 20 times.
She won 3 Oscars.
All right.
Cool. How many has she been nominated for?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21, and she was nominated 21 times and won 3 times.
Yeah, so the odds are not in her favor.
So one for Oscar. Literally, there was a film she was in called Oscar.
She won for Oscar, Kramer versus Kramer, and the Iron Lady.
No. It's Kramer versus Kramer. My bad.
Yeah, Kramer versus Kramer, the Iron Lady, and
Sophie's Choice.
Oh, did she win for Sophie's Choice?
Mm-hmm. And she won for the Iron Lady.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the people care about how many times Meryl Streep has been nominated if they're listening to an Oscar podcast.
Okay. That's fair.
It is 21 times.
21.
I am so excited for everyone else in this category, though, so I just kind of hope Meryl Streep doesn't win, even if she's only won 3 times.
I don't think she will.
I want Margot Robbie to win. I think Saoirse Ronan probably will, though.
Saoirse?
Sure.
Saoirse Ronan?
Sure. S. Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan?
Saoirse Ronan. The Lady Bird herself is probably going to win, I feel. Probably, yeah.
Kevin, thoughts?
I honestly think Sally Hawkins has a good chance of winning.
Huh.
Yeah.
She did a great job of just acting her ass off. Of just like making a character so believable with literally not speaking a word. I love it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Very true.
I honestly don't know with this one. I think...
This one is tricky, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's... For the Oscars, it's going to be between Frances McDormand and Margot Robbie. And I honestly feel like I honestly kind of don't... I love Meryl Streep, and I haven't seen The Post yet. I don't really want her to win. She's had her time.
I don't want her to win
out
either.
Of these
all the ones
4,
will be fine, but yeah.
Yeah, out of these 4, I really am pretty content with whoever wins. Though I think it would be cool to see Saoirse Ronan or Margot Robbie win. Just because I feel like those movies affected me personally the most, but that's also because like I too am a, very young white woman. So
in America.
All right.
Tight. Cool. All right, best director.
Best supporting actor.
We already did that.
We did? Oh, we did. No, we do best actor.
Best actor, then best director, then best picture.
Yeah. Woo!
Timothy Chalamet, Daniel Day-Lewis, Daniel Kaluuya, Gary Oldman, and Denzel Washington.
You went through that so fast.
I am very tired.
Oh.
I honestly think it's gonna go down between Daniel Day-Lewis and Daniel Kaluuya.
The Daniels.
Yeah, the Daniel.
I kind of
the Daniels will be battling out, in my opinion.
Who wins? I think Timothy Chalamet's gonna win, or Chalamet, however you say it, is gonna win it. I want Daniel Kaluuya to win it for obvious reasons.
Kaluuya to win it as
but
well.
I feel as a precursor to the next one that Get Out's gonna get another Oscar. That's not this one though.
Yeah.
So they might be like
true
saving it.
And speaking of that category, Best Director. Dunkirk, Get Out,
Yep.
Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, and The Shape of Water.
I think Get Out's gonna win Best Director.
This one's like a really like heavy hitters of like directors.
Yeah.
I think Get Out's gonna win it with a heavy second by Dunkirk, with a heavy third by Lady Bird.
I honestly want Lady Bird to win really bad.
Yeah.
I'm so torn because I want Get Out to win and I want Lady Bird to win. And
one of those two I'll be fine with, yeah.
Yeah, it's so they're because both of them did such big things for, and it just sucks because like they do have to represent like female directors or like black male directors, and that kind of sucks. And I don't want to push that on them, but they both like did kind of set a precedent of like we deserve for movies to be directed by diverse groups of people because they're fucking good. You know, like it doesn't matter. And so I guess that's why I'm torn, is because I feel like they both really deservingly so changed a lot of things. And I just don't know which one. I feel like I'm torn. So I'm really happy for either one of them because their scripts, you know, they're really good. They're really, really well done. Because Get Out's so complicated. It conveys so much about racism and is, like, genuinely terrifying. But then Lady Bird has such heart. And, Get Out has heart, too. But, like, Lady Bird has such, like, a heart and able to capture the complexities of, like...
It's a more grounded movie. Yeah.
Like, it has a nostalgia, but not, like, and it handles the heartbreak and the craziness of high school and becoming of age, but in a really fun, realistic way where it's like just cheesy enough, and that's really hard to do. So I'm really excited about that. I'm kind of gonna be annoyed if it's Christopher Nolan, and he's my boy, but
he's probably gonna get best cinematography. I don't think they're gonna give him best director at this point.
I honestly think if anything, like if like the Academy doesn't like acknowledge like people like doing achievements, it might be Guillermo del Toro. That one has been like more promising on people's radar of like winning best director.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens though.
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of think they might pull Greta Gerwig, but I feel like that might be a political.
Possibly.
A political move, yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a bad one though.
Yeah, that's something that I'm curious about because after the Golden Globes, with how all of the women wore black, I wonder if there's gonna be a Time's Up movement precedent at the Oscars.
Possibly.
Which would be really awesome. So I'm curious to see how that shapes the Oscars because. There's usually a lot. You all remember? Was it last year that Chris Rock was the host?
I want to say so.
Yeah.
I think it was 2015.
Was it? Whenever Straight Outta Compton came out is whenever that is. So
okay, that was not last year.
It was because 2006. The ones following after 2016 was Jimmy Kimmel. Before that, it was Chris Rock.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what happens with that because there is like a lot more political upheaval right now than there has been in many years, and the Oscars always get a little political, so
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I would like to take a little slight detour. We skipped over this category because we kind of know who's going to win already. But for animation, there's an interesting inclusion in the nominees this year. Boss Baby. In what world?
It should have been the Lego Batman.
Yeah.
It should have been what?
Lego Batman.
Boss Baby. Why was it?
I forgot that was last year.
Yeah. It kind of like makes me a little upset that we have a category with the Boss Baby and then also Loving Vincent. It feels like, and this is for someone who actually liked the Boss Baby. Like, the Boss Baby is actually like not a bad movie, but it's like, I don't know if it deserves to be an Oscar winner. Oscar winning the Boss Baby sounds like a little weird to me, and it wasn't that great. Also, whatever, Coco's probably gonna win. Loving Vincent should. Ferdinand and Boss Baby shouldn't even be fucking included.
I really need to see Loving Vincent.
Yeah, but I don't know. That was just a slight detour. I didn't know if you guys had any thoughts about that. That kind of bugged me.
I just want to say that I was petting my cat, and I hit like a good spot while he was bathing himself, and he was like looking up and like was enjoying it, but his tongue was still out. It was really cute.
That's pretty fair. That's pretty fair.
That's all I gotta say about the animation. It's gonna be Coco.
Yeah, that is really frustrating though. Like Ferdinand ruined like half of America's favorite childhood book.
Wow,
So-
you ruined half of them. What?
I actually never read that book.
I grew up reading Ferdinand the book.
Oh, okay.
It's a like amazing kids book
Right.
about this very kind, timid bull.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even see the animated movie because I was like, this is not the book that I read as a child.
That was my concern with that
You don't
statement.
want to see John Cena being a
You said he
bull.
ruined it. You haven't even seen it, though.
Yeah, but it's like the way that I refuse to see The Giver because that's my favorite book.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see from the trailer how off it is. And you know what? I was right. Because everyone I've heard talk about that movie said it was awful.
Maybe.
Sorry to anyone that was their favorite movie.
I thought the same thing about Boss Baby is all I'm saying, and I like the Boss Baby.
Boss Baby.
Boss Baby.
Yeah, no, animation.
Boss Baby.
But all right, let's move on to the Big Bang Boom Bam Boogle 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 Bug, the Buku Bucks, the Boogle Baby Boys.
The one that's gonna, the one that wins all the marbles.
All the
is
marbles,
best
the marbles will go all to this person. Best Picture, we got Call Me By Your Name, The Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, The Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, Boss Baby, and Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. Just kidding, Boss Baby isn't nominated for Best Picture.
I think it's gonna be a big fight. It's gonna be either gonna be Get Out or The Shape of Water. I think those two films are gonna be like the ones that people are betting on.
I could see
like
that.
How last year it was like either some people thought it was La La Land. The only like competitor would be Moonlight. I think this year's version of that is like everyone's betting on Shape of Water, but a good competitor is Get Out.
I could see that. I kind of want Lady Bird to win Best Picture.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. That would be dope. I would like to see that. I feel like Three Billboards is probably going to take it, though.
I hope not. I like
too.
Three Billboards, but it does not fit as like a Best Picture.
Me too.
Yeah, I feel very similarly to how DJ feels. I didn't think Three Billboards was gonna get really as much attention as it is getting.
It had a lot of Oscar nominations. I'm really honestly surprised.
Yeah, and it swept at the Golden Globes.
Oscar caliber.
Yeah, and Three Billboards completely swept at the Globes, which I know a lot of people that loved it. I am gonna be really disappointed personally if it won. On a normal Oscar year, yeah, sure, take it. This Oscar year, it's going up against such amazing films, and it is a good film, but it's doing things I've seen before, you know? Like, it's good,
yeah.
but I would like Lady Bird to win as well. I think Get Out is good, but I would also, I'd really love Lady Bird to win. But I agree. I think there's a potential that Three Billboards might take it.
Too true.
But Shape of Water could too. So
could too.
I don't know.
I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
We'll have to come back on March 4th and let you guys know how we feel about what happened.
Yeah. Also, the Oscars are later than normal, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Yeah.
I don't really think that I'm kind of surprised Phantom Thread's nominated. Was it nominated for I guess it was nominated for a couple things.
Yeah, it means P.T. Anderson, so it's gonna get in there regardless.
Yeah.
But yeah, any closing thoughts?
Blade Runner was snubbed for Best Picture.
That's fair.
I would rather see Blade Runner in the category than Phantom Thread.
Yeah. Agreed.
I would just like to say that this year of films was really amazing.
It was tight. Real good.
I'm really excited about. I don't really like the Oscars, but I will have watched it religiously every year since I was a kid. So, I usually don't agree with what they pick, but I am at least very happy with these nominations overall. Some really good movies from. Do y'all want to real fast say our top, pick our top 5, and that's how we'll wrap up?
Sure.
All right. For it doesn't even have to be something that was nominated. Just top 5 from last year. And if you're me, you don't have a top 5, and you can do a top 8 or 10.
I'm gonna name top 5 that's off the top of my head.
Okay.
Oh, now? Okay, in no particular order, Blade Runner, Lady Bird, Shape of Water, Briggsy Bear, and Ingrid Goes West. Okay.
Nice. Very nice. And you see Briggsy
Oh wait,
Bear.
6 got out. Oh no, there's more films. Oh no.
Yeah, I know.
They're all coming at me. I'm scared.
You can have Get Out. You can have 6. I think that was 5.
Scared. I guess. Get Out, I, Tanya. Terrible list. I have no idea.
Lady Bird. Sorry, I was trying to help you.
I appreciate it. Lady Bird's in there, I suppose.
Did you like Greatest Showman enough for it to be in your top?
I don't know. No, not for top 5.
What about Boss Baby?
Yeah, Boss Baby's number 1 in a very particular order. I guess Coco's in there as well.
Man, yeah.
And The Disaster Artist and Logan.
Oh, Logan!
Fuck me, The Big Sick. The Big Sick's number 1 for me.
Wait, okay.
Like I said, all these films come rushing to you.
Yeah. That's how all lists go for me, I feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my top whatever that was, 7.
Yeah. So my top, whatever number we end up with at the end, Lady Bird, Get Out, Ingrid Goes West, Logan, Coco, and The Big Sick, and one more that I really liked, The Disaster Artist, though I know there's a lot of controversy going on right now about it, but
It's art.
I really can't pick who.
But viewed as a film, separate from that.
Exactly.
I can understand.
Yeah, I can't pick to not like something because there was a creepo guy in it anymore. So I still really like The Disaster Artist. Yeah, but man, what a good movie. What a good movie year, I mean. But yeah, so I would say Get Out, The Big Sick, Ingrid Goes West, Lady Bird, and Baby Driver.
And Boss Baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boss Baby.
Very cool.
Well, I'm really excited about this next upcoming year. We've got Black Panther coming out in less than a month, and you know what else? You guys know what else?
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening.
I'm sorry I'm drunk.
Kevin's drunk. Mary makes bad decision when it comes to
Peter
movies.
Rabbit.
I was literally drunk at the beginning of this podcast. I went through. How many rambles did I go through? Someone tally that for me.
Well, we shall, Kevin.
People in the comments count
I
how
went
many
through a lot of
times.
rambles, a lot of speeches.
And then you can make a drinking game out of tallying.
Yeah.
Every time I did an outburst or interrupted anybody, take a drink.
No, you were good. But Peter Rabbit. Is my
All right.
prediction.
Thanks for
Rabbit,
listening,
guys.
everybody.
Peter
Goodbye.
Foxes with sniper rifles.
Oh God.